You really are a useless wife, do you know that? I don't think you've ever done anything right in your life. It really is incredible. Don't you ever think about doing anything for your husband? Or do you only ever think about yourself?
I'm sorry?
What is that supposed to mean? Are you messing with me right now, huh?
What? No, of course not. I'd never even think about doing something like that. But if I'm being honest, I'm not quite sure what it is that you're so upset about right now.
Don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what got me so upset. How could you even pretend to not know? Fine, I'll spell it out for you. In my lunch, which you packed this morning, why is there no meat? What am I supposed to do, starve? How am I supposed to survive a full day at work on this rabbit food?
But, well, I really am very sorry. I didn't think packing you a salad for lunch would have made you so upset. It wasn't my intention, and I'm sorry.
You know, the thing that makes me most upset is when I tell you why I'm upset, and all you can do is come up with some excuse or flimsy apology to try and cover for yourself. Every day I wake up and ask myself how I ended up marrying a woman like you. But what else can you expect from a lowly housewife? Honestly, it's not like you could ever hold a real job.
You're right, but that's why I'm doing the best I can with the work around the house. But, well, if I'm being honest, I just don't think I really understand your expectations. You always lose your temper at me so quickly, and it seems like all I ever do is upset you.
There you go again, always making excuses. How do you live with yourself always doing that? If you don't apologize to me right now, Julia, I swear I will divorce you.
Why do you always say that? It really isn't funny if you're not being serious, you know. Besides, I did apologize just now.
Well, do it again. Apologize to me again. Your pathetic little sorry earlier isn't gonna cut it. Do it again and do it right this time. You do know that as a stay-at-home wife, your whole life is guaranteed by me, don't you? Who do you think puts the roof over your head or the food on our table?
Look, I already know that you don't think the work that I do at home even counts as real work. But I really don't think it's fair that every time we fight, you always storm out of the house. And then you even go so far as to talk about divorcing me when you get like this. I just think that, well, don't you think that sometimes you might be a little bit overbearing with the things you expect from me?
Huh? Me? Overbearing? This is typical, Julia. Always making someone else the bad guy. Are you listening to yourself right now?
Well, I'm just saying that we're married, and marriage is supposed to be about working together and learning to compromise, and I just feel like I haven't been seeing a lot of that. I just thought that we would have been doing more of that and kind of coming into our own as a couple, you know? I mean, I feel like it's almost every day that you get so mad at me that you refuse to come home until I've apologized to you. And frankly, I just don't think that acting like that really solves the problem or addresses any of the underlying issues between us.
Wow, you really must be full of yourself to talk to someone like that. Just who do you think you are spouting that kind of nonsense? So basically, you're saying that you don't think you need to apologize for anything.
No, look. Okay, I am sorry. I really am. This is me giving you a genuine apology. Please believe me.
Alright, fine. I guess that I'll come home this time, but you're on thin ice. I really can't promise that there's gonna be a next time if you make me leave the house like this again, okay? So I think you should take some time and really reflect on how you need to improve your attitude. And never forget that you're nothing more than a lonely, stay-at-home wife. Got it? Just remember that without me, you have nothing in this life. Nothing.
But, Rick, well, you don't even make all that much money anyways. I mean, you do know that we've been chipping away at my savings just to get by, don't you? And that's why sometimes we just can't afford meat every day with every meal. I hope all this makes sense.
Hey, you better apologize for what you just said. I swear, Julia, if you want to see me come home tonight, then you better apologize right now.
And just why is it that you're always wanting me to apologize to you all that much? I feel like all I'm doing is trying to speak openly and honestly with you, and you're asking me to apologize?
It's a good wife's job to shut up and do what her husband says. Hey, are you reading all these? Are you still there? Look, I'm on my way home right now. When I get back, you better apologize to me with all your might, got it? Otherwise, I don't think I'll ever forgive you. And then I think I'll finally have no other choice but to divorce you.
But Okay, Rick, I understand. I see that you're not home again today.
Yeah, well, have you finally decided to apologize to me? I'd finally come back home to you if you just tell me you're wrong and say that you'll apologize to me.
No, actually I haven't. In fact, I don't think I will be apologizing to you. If either of us should be apologizing to anyone, you should be doing it to me.
What? You think that I should apologize to you? What are you talking about? You always go on these silly little rants. Or have you finally lost it? Did you finally snap and this is your way of telling me? Seriously, what is wrong with you? You can be such a little freak sometimes, you know that?
I've actually been feeling this way for a long time. Thanks for asking. Look, I can't help that you don't like my cooking, but I think it's just unforgivable to waste food the way that you do. Like today, you took one bite of the food I made and made a face, got up and dumped the entire meal into the trash. I mean, honestly, who does that? Is that also part of your whole overbearing husband persona that you're always trying to give off? Is that why you always have to throw away all the food that I'd spend time preparing for you? Do you know how expensive our food bill gets because you keep doing that, Rick? I work so hard to try and make sure that we have home-cooked meals almost every night, and I have never even gotten so much as a thank you from you.
Hey, shut up already, I get it. But I think you need to remember your place. I really don't know who you think you are talking to me like this. Also, have you ever tried just getting better at cooking? You don't think that might have something to do with it?
If that's the case, then why don't you try cooking something for yourself sometime?
Excuse me? You did not just tell me that. No, seriously, where's this attitude of yours suddenly coming from?
I guess I've just reached the limits of my patience, Rick. All I'm saying is that if all you're gonna do is complain about other people's cooking, then maybe you might want to try cooking something for yourself for once in your life.
And just why would I ever do that? I have a job, I go to work, I come home and I'm tired. Did you never think of that?
And besides, did you really run away from home again just because you didn't like my cooking? Are you telling me that's the only reason?
Honestly, what are you going on about? And do you think that all this talking back to me is really gonna solve anything?
I just wonder what it is about my cooking that made you want to leave so bad. Because I think that when you want to leave the house at night, you just make up something to be mad at me about so as to have an excuse to leave. I feel like you're always very careful about the timing of your little escapades. Or am I wrong?
Julia, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. But if you're saying what I think you are, then you have a lot of nerve talking to your husband like that. I just think you should be very careful before you go around accusing others of doing things. So you're saying that you really have no intention of apologizing to me, even though for dinner all you had ready was some hot garbage on a plate?
How about instead you apologize to all the food you've wasted since I've met you? Let's start there, and then we can talk.
If you have something you want to say, can you just spit it out already? You're saying that I should apologize to you, aren't you? Because if so, I think you need to take a long look in the mirror and think about just how arrogant you're acting now. Anyways, I'm not coming home until I get my apology from you. So, if you want me to come home, you better hurry up and apologize.
Okay, fine. If that's how you want to do things, then.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Yes, hello?
Is this some kind of game to you?
What are you talking about?
Quit messing with me.
Isn't that what I should be saying to you? I have no idea what you want, so could you just hurry up and tell me?
Wow, still as huffy as ever, I see. So have you finally decided to come and apologize to me? You do know that if you never come and apologize to me, that I'll never come home, right?
But we're already divorced, so...
We're what?
So what are you talking about? I really don't see any point to continuing this conversation anymore. Like I said, we're already divorced.
What are you talking about? You're my wife. Where do you get off talking to me like that, you housewife?
You got so upset and ran off, but you reached out to me first. A year ago, I was already filing the divorce papers. I had them sent to your parents' place.
Wait, what? Did you really divorce me?
That's right. I didn't know where you were living, so I figured I'd send them to your office or parents. But I didn't know you'd already quit your job. Did you quit after you tried to cut me off?
Seriously, what are you talking about? I just switched jobs. It had nothing to do with you.
I'm so sure. Anyways, you're right. I suppose we really do have nothing to do with each other now. So anyways, if you don't have anything else to say, I'm leaving.
Wait, I have something we need to talk about. Are you really gonna divorce me? What's gonna happen to our home?
Well, I already moved out a long time ago. Our old place was just a rental, so I moved out. Your parents came to pick up your things.
What? Well, how come I never heard of that until now?
Probably because you never talked to your parents? But then again, I really have no idea what you've been doing or where you've been for the last year. You were probably just blowing away your severance money from your old job, though. With your little love on the side, I imagine?
My what?
Well, that's what you were doing, right? Always getting mad at me so you had an excuse to leave and go to her house. I wonder how that's going for you, by the way. I felt so lucky when you threw down those divorce papers before storming out of the house.
So that's when you began filing the papers then? And you just went ahead and signed them without my permission?
Just? Your permission? Honestly, what are you talking about? You were the one who got them and left them at the house. That's not nothing. Besides, you never said anything once about not wanting to divorce me. Quite the opposite, actually.
But you're just a stay-at-home wife. How have you been able to take care of yourself for this long?
Well, I just started working again.
You what?
Why did you always think it was so impossible that I could work? The only reason I never did was because you wanted me to stay at home and were always upset when I wasn't there doing chores. I only ever became a stay-at-home wife for you. Obviously, I would find work if we divorced and I was single again. I don't think this should be all that hard to understand.
So you're just going to normal job and working?
Yeah, you could say that. It's more accurate to say that if I was really your sweet doting housewife, who's been waiting all this time just for you to come home, I would have run out of money a long time ago. And how could anyone survive a whole year on just the money that you were bringing in?
Well, sure, but I just didn't know that you were just working on your own. I just can't believe that you didn't wait for me and actually filed for divorce. You know, I was actually gonna come home today.
What? Are you stupid? What about this aren't you getting? I know this might be a lot and your jaw might just be on the floor, but I feel like this really isn't that difficult to get. Did you really think I would wait for you a whole year after you cut me off with no contact?
I guess I'm just disappointed. I thought you were a different kind of lady.
I really don't care at all what disappoints you. Besides, going on for a year without ever getting back to your poor folks, even if you came home, we're already divorced, so there's nothing you could do. I've already found a new job and moved out. If I'm being honest, I've been living my best life since leaving you.
There's no way. So you're saying that you've already forgotten all about me?
Actually, until today, yeah, I had basically forgotten all about you. I kind of forgot that you even existed.
You're lying. Well, I don't even see you as my wife anymore, so there.
That's literally fine with me. I'm not your wife anymore. And I would never ever want to be your wife again.
What are you talking about? You married me.
Yeah, only because I never knew what an overbearing, horrible jerk you were. Had I known what kind of person you were before then, well, then I could have avoided having such a black mark on my youthful days. But that's all in the past now, so it's okay.
But I thought I'd be able to get the life that I had. Jennifer, don't you love me anymore?
What? Wow, did you really forget my name?
What? No, of course. You think I could forget the name of my own wife?
No, I think you forget my name. I'm not surprised, though. Once we got married, all you did was say, "Hey, you," to me. Well, it's not like it matters now anyways, since you're never gonna talk to me like that again.
Well, I won't go through with a divorce. I won't leave you, Julia.
Yeah, that's exactly why it's me leaving you. Anyways, are you done having your little outburst? Besides, you're doing all this talking, but weren't you the one who cheated on me?
Well, I couldn't help it. I'm a man after all, you understand that, right?
How about you go and marry someone who would agree with that line of thinking? By the way, I'll be asking for compensation for the cheating and the divorce.
What?
You really don't seem to be getting any of this, huh? If you're gonna try and be stubborn about all this, then I'm gonna ask for compensation for you cheating. It's a fact that you cheated on me and you left behind plenty of evidence to prove it.
You kept evidence. You've really been busy while I've been gone, haven't you? I thought you made a vow to be loyal to me.
You're a real creep, you know?
Excuse me?
Are you really so strapped for cash that you talk to your ex-wife like that? I think you'd come crawling back to me because you finally ran out of money. Did your mistress break things off with you?
Huh? How did you know all that? Have you been stalking me or something?
Of course not. It's pretty obvious, honestly. There's just no way that such a useless guy like yourself would end up in any other pinch. Besides, once I heard that you'd quit your job and disappeared, I figured you must have run off to live with some rich woman or something. So I hope you had fun.
But I want my old life back. Please, I can't do it without you.
Your old life? What a joke. For me, that life was one trapped inside, always being treated like a slave. I will never help you again. So I'm afraid I must decline.
Don't say that. I'll apologize. If I do, then you'll let me come home, right?
You were always making me try so hard to give the perfect apology to you, and now the tables are reversed. Pretty ironic, don't you think? What a joke. I think I'll pass.
But why? I said I'll apologize.
Do you know how little value I would place on an apology from you? To me, you're already someone from my past, so why don't you just disappear back to there? Well, anyways, if you've realized that an apology from you will be useless, I hope you go and have a happy rest of your life. See ya, loser! In the end, Julia told Rick's parents about his messages. Then she blocked him from everything. Without a job or a place to live, Rick returned to live with his parents, and boy, were they angry with him. After that, Rick found a lousy factory job where he works from sunup to sundown. Rick's parents take his pay and send it to Julia as a form of compensation. Julia continues to live her best life without a lousy man by her side. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.